Yeah.
I just wanted to say Bitcoin is already sexy. I mean, you don't have to make it sexy. It's there, man.
Well, I think it's absolutely true what you're getting at, because I blab on forever. If you see my videos, I can't keep them under 24 minutes. And all my friends tease me, how about the 2-minute video where you actually teach me something instead of me falling asleep? But some people manage to get through them, but my wife doesn't. Okay, and she doesn't care at all about Bitcoin, or hadn't, until we actually went to a meetup, and we went to a meetup at Veggie Galaxy in Boston to accept Bitcoin. And she was seeing people walk up and buy a veggie burger with Bitcoin on the phone. And then she went, I get it. That's awesome, right? She needed human stories, like what Seth is talking about. It had nothing to do with all this technical, oh, you got the blockchain, blah, 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 you can do these types of transactions, manipulate the transactions. She didn't care at all. She wanted to see people using it. She needed those stories to learn. Just one blip, because I want to get back to the idea of charity that I think is really important. There's a lot of people talk about how Bitcoin's volatile. Well, there's something that's more volatile than Bitcoin, and that's charity dollars. So I do a lot of work around the world. So I was in Pisco when there was a big earthquake, 8.1 or something, an enormous earthquake, knocked down thousands of houses in Pisco. This was in 2008, okay? A smaller earthquake a few years before raised lots and lots of money. But in 2008, there were no charity dollars, right? Charity dollar was really big in 2006, and it just to nothing. And the same thing happened with a group I was working for in Africa. 2008 killed a lot of charities. All right, so the financial system, we like, oh, well, they kind of recovered. They've kind of come back, but they really crippled a lot of people by playing those games with housing and all that. They really were risking a lot of way people live. So I think there is sort of a, every charity knows they're doing social media. They're reaching out in every possible way there is. So I just think that's important when it comes to charity, that it's a volatile thing. So holding Bitcoins and dealing in Bitcoins is actually one level of security against volatility.
Well, I promote personal charity a lot, right? So we always say, I know you know someone who does this. The government will help them. The government should be helping these people. The government will handle this. And I always say, no, you know how the government works, right? They steal from me and then they give it to someone else. That's how they work. That's not charity, that's theft. So I encourage people to get involved in private sector charity, right? Where they actually find groups and they donate to people in need. And Bitcoin, if we can tie Bitcoin in with charities more often, it's going to add a very, very positive feel to it. Because everyone that I know that has invested in Bitcoin, they believe in private sector charity. They believe in helping people. They believe in doing whatever they can. And so as we see all these people donating using Bitcoin, it's very important, I think, to use social media to make sure that everyone is aware that this is happening. Because we know about things like Sean's Outpost, right? We know about groups that accept Bitcoin that are getting thousands of dollars in donations in Bitcoin, but who's talking about it? You don't see the media talking about it, and that's because we're not sharing it enough. So there's already a lot of charity, I think, that's going on using Bitcoin, but we have to really work on promoting it and pushing it, because otherwise the stories all stay negative.
Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted us to touch on. What do you guys think about the news versus social media news? Like, can